Blind mice, rings in a circus, this trinity of examples. There are lots of things that come in threes. Get ready to add another trio to that list in our brand new segment, MVC Top 3. We'll be serving up a fresh trio of clips each week so that your knowledge of the Missouri Valley will always be at its peak. So what do you got for us this week, Joe?
This week, we're going to take you through the top 3 things you should know about the Missouri Valley Conference, starting with number 3. Respect your elders. The Valley is the second oldest Division I conference in the nation, having been established way back in 1907. The only conference that's been around longer, the Big Ten, which was founded 12 years earlier. The MVC has seen a total of 45 programs come and go over the course of the century, including Kansas, Oklahoma, and even our dear friends over at Butler. In total, the 10 full-member institutions can lay claim to 23 national team titles, including the Southern Illinois Salukis taking home the Division I AA football championship in 1983, which brings us to item number 2. There's football. Well, sort of. The Missouri Valley itself hasn't sponsored football since 1985, but that didn't mean schools in the conference stopped playing. Illinois State and Southern Illinois both kept their programs and joined the Gateway Football Conference. Missouri State, Indiana State, and Northern Iowa all jumped in along the way as they eventually became known as the Missouri Valley Football Conference in 2008. While their MVC and football-based brothers share the name, they're not directly affiliated, but the conference is 10 members strong and one of the powerhouses in the football championship subdivision. North Dakota State has won back-to-back national championships representing the conference. Now, you'd be hard-pressed to find any household names on the football rosters from back in the day, but the number one thing you should know is that there's no shortage of notable alums. Kyle Korver honed both his sharpshooting and sick hairstyling skills at Creighton. Before he was hitting walk-off home runs in the World Series, Joe Carter took home Player of the Year honors in 1981 while at Wichita State. But when it comes to MVC legends, you'll find no two better than NBA Hall of Famers Oscar Robertson and Larry Bird. There's no doubting the Big O was the best player in the nation during his playing days at Cincinnati when the Bearcats were still part of the conference. All he did during his 3 years was average nearly 34 points per game while setting 14 NCAA records and winning Player of the Year award every season. Not to be outdone, Larry Legend did quite a bit of damage during his 3 years at Indiana State as well. He took home Player of the Year honors in 1979 after leading the Sycamores to their first ever title game appearance. It was the first time Bird ever squared off with Magic Johnson in what would become one of the greatest player rivalries in the history of sport. And guys, many people credit that rivalry with saving the popularity of the NBA, which is not a claim that many conferences can make.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for that, Joe.